Welcome back to this week's Stat Show, and the first thing we're going to do is take a look back to the Brighton game and look at how Stoke defended in that game and how it actually shows what Mark Hughes' plan is. And this map shows where Stoke's defensive actions occurred, and as we can see there's barely any in the opposition half, there's only 8, and most of them are occurring around our box, and that shows how Stoke are quite happy to drop early into the deep block and just sit there and wait for the opposition to come at them and then try and break at speed against them. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's sort of what it is for any mid-table team, unless you're Sean Dyche's beautiful Burnley. And carrying on with looking at the Brighton game, on the podcast this week, the guys said this.
To see him just run at players and take them on.
That's his biggest strength.
Yeah, and Shaq doesn't do that because he cuts in.
Yeah.
He'll maybe take him on if he's been forced into a corner, but that's what I was expecting a lot of from Sobhi last night. It didn't seem to happen.
Now, unfortunately for Elliot and Craig, what they were talking about was sort of wrong. Ramadan attempted 8 dribbles against Brighton, and 5 of them were successful, and that, to give it some context, is really significant, as Stoke are only averaging 8 dribbles a game attempted, so Ramadan was attempting an entire team's worth of dribbles in that game. And another stat that's being talked about after the Brighton game is just how many goals Stoke are scoring from corners. And as we can see here, Stoke really are making the most of corners. We've already scored 6 so far this season, more than we have done in any of our past 3 seasons, and that's accounting for 40% of our goals, which is a really, really massive shift up, as we can see. And the person responsible for most of this success from corners is, of course, Xherdan Shaqiri, who's also been in some, who's been getting some attention for his stats recently. And as we can see here, this is why he is truly finding some excellent form. He's only got Man City players with more assists than him in the league. No one's got more assists from corners than him. 5th most created chances in the league, and he's scoring a few goals as well and helping us out in that sense. So it's really brilliant to see Shaqiri stepping up into that leader talisman role that we've all been waiting for him to do. So that's it for this week's Stat Show. Let us know how you think we're going to get on against Palace. Leave a like if you've enjoyed the video and subscribe to the Bear Pit TV.